He's a good man, and we need more people to say that loudly and clearly. It's not just the policies. We're so lucky to have a man like that that's so strong, that's willing to fight for this country. It's an inspiration to me.
So, Dr. Amanda Weinstein, it's great to have you back. I feel like there has been a tonal shift because for years, the religious right, the financial interests that were cynical about their alliance with Trump saw him as a means to an end, a useful idiot in some ways. And I think that is shifting. And you see it in statements like this one from Trump's endorsed Senate candidate in Ohio, Bernie Moreno. I think a lot of these people aren't just seeing Trump now as a tool, but they're following him. In some cases, they are pledging allegiance to him. They are worshiping him. I'm going to look up some of these Jesus Trump memes, and they are really grotesque, but they get at this notion.
Yeah, it's been interesting to hear a shift of, hey, actually, Trump's a great person, because if you hear what Trump supporters say, they say, look, I don't care if he tweets out mean things. I don't care if he's an asshole. I vote for him because I like him and I want, the policies supposedly that he's going to do. So I feel like this is completely out of touch with the GOP and Trump actual voters who know Trump's an asshole. I don't know if make Trump nice is a great strategy when all of his own supporters who love him think he's a jerk.
That has been my read, especially in the interviews we've done with pastors and others who analyze the evangelical movement, and they say for the longest time that's been a marriage of convenience. But I wonder if even among the rank and file that is starting to shift. We talked to Tim Alberta, who said, yeah, in some of these churches, they see him as a prophet, not just an instrument of their policy ambitions, but a righteous agent.
That is probably one of the most disturbing things about this whole movement, is that if anything, I think it shows that a lot of followers, fervent followers of Jesus Christ, maybe weren't well versed in the Bible and its meanings and origins. And to think that he could be a prophet of this same religion is surprising to me, given what that Bible says about how we should treat immigrants, about how we should treat the poor. So to then have a prophet, supposed prophet, come in and say, nah, let's just kind of shit all over immigrants and the poor is kind of surprising that he can gain so many followers within that religion.
The real appeal seems to be around his projection of strength. And that was kind of a hidden line in this speech from Bernie Moreno. It didn't get as much attention, but he talked about how strong Donald Trump is. And I think that's really important to recognize, because that is the MO of autocrats everywhere. It's the projection of strength, not competence or compassion or a knowledge of policy. It is brute strength. And we had Ruth Ben-Ghiat on, who I know you've read and know, who has spent her career studying strongmen, and Trump is very much in that mold.
He is. If you look at the pictures that they love to share, right? A lot of the pictures are these pictures of basically Trump's head on a muscular dude, which he's never looked like that, like holding a weapon. Again, I don't know that he has actually ever held a weapon, at least not a military grade weapon. Right. But these are the pictures they share of it, because that is the image they have of him, is pure masculine strength. And that is what they are voting for. It is strange. I don't know. It is a strange thing to see, you want someone just for their pretend masculine strength when we know that that's not actually there. And it is a very simple worldview where you can just kind of punch the person next to you and get what you want, right? Life is much more complicated. Countries are much more complicated. Policy is much more complicated. There's a lot of compromise and talk and negotiation. And I know compromise has always been a dirty word for the Republicans, but I think that's also what the strength is getting at, is they don't want compromise. They want their policies, their culture war, no compromise, no listening to another person. They don't even want to have the debate because they know they will lose the debate. So when you can't have the debate, the only thing you have to rest on, is just punching the guy next to you to win an argument.
Thanks for watching, everyone. In keeping with my promise to highlight important truth-telling efforts in this election year, I want to share with you a show I love. It's a podcast called Wild Precious Life, and it's not usually political, but it always tells the truth, and it has opened my eyes in so many ways. The latest episode brought me to tears. Anne-Marie Kelly hosts Wild Precious Life, and she recently interviewed Cecilia Gentili, a prominent trans rights activist who fled horrific treatment in her native country, sought asylum in the U.S., and had to continue to fight for her rights and the dignity she deserved here. Her conversation with Anne-Marie is unforgettable. It is also likely the last media interview she ever gave. Cecilia died a week after they talked. A memorial service was held in her honor at St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York. The priest there said he had not seen that many people attend a service since last Easter. I hope you'll listen to this interview with Cecilia Gentili and subscribe to Wild Precious Life. I learned something new with every episode. The link to the show is in the notes below. Thanks. Most clothes are uncomfortable or too tight or never actually the size you really are, not to mention the annoyance of trying to put a good outfit together. Everyone wants to dress their best and look good at all times because, frankly, it's a confidence booster. So here's the deal. Men's closets were due for a radical reinvention, and Rhone stepped up to the challenge. Their commuter collection is the most comfortable, breathable, and flexible set of products known to man. They help you get ready for any occasion with the Rhone Commuter Collection, which offers the world's most comfortable pants, dress shirts, zips, and polos. You never have to worry about what to wear when you have the Rhone Commuter Collection. Their 4-way stretch fabric provides breathability and flexibility that leaves you free to enjoy what life throws your way, from your commute to work to your 18 holes of golf. It's time to feel confident without the hassle. With Rhone's wrinkle release technology, wrinkles disappear as you stretch and wear the products. It's that easy. With Gold Fusion anti-odor technology, you'll be smelling fresh and clean all day long. And on top of that, Rhone is 100% machine washable, so you can ditch the dry cleaner altogether. I absolutely love Rhone. It's comfortable yet professional and has truly become my favorite clothing brand. We're on the move a lot, whether it's jumping from meeting to meeting or catching a flight or an important dinner. The Rhone Commuter Collection has never let me down. The versatility and overall comfort of the collection is undefeated. Even after I wear it all day, I still feel super fresh because of that Gold Fusion anti-odor technology. The Commuter Collection can get you through any workday and straight into whatever comes next. Head to Rhone.com/boats and use promo code BOATS to save 20% off your entire order. That's 20% off your entire order when you head to RHONE.com/boats and use code BOATS. It's time to find your corner office comfort. One of the ways to counter this idea that strength is the most important element in any leader that you're thinking of voting for is through mockery. And we do that pretty well on this channel. Mike Breen, who we had on last week, talks about the importance of exposing the hypocrisy of people like Donald Trump through mockery. How do you feel about that? And what are the other ways we can take these statements by someone like Bernie Moreno and laugh at them and expose them and make sure they don't gain traction and aren't taken seriously?
Oh, I think laughing is a great way. And I think it is an underutilized response to this, right? A bully never wants to be laughed at. That's the last thing they want, is to be laughed at. So I think laughing at a bully is a great response. I've also always loved the quote that the pen is mightier than the sword, right? We can do more through talking with people and writing about this, and through storytelling, and through getting at real lives of real people and connecting policy to families. I think all of these things can be more powerful than this brute strength. The pen is mightier than the sword.
Thanks, Amanda, as always, for sharing your insight and wisdom. What do you have coming up on the Suburban Women Problem podcast?
So we have our limited series on the cost of extremism, which takes a deep dive into the way that extremism is affecting real people. And our most recent look is a look at book bans.
Awesome. We will put a link in the show notes, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Ken.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.